Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Avowed with me, BringItDon. Let's travel to Shatterscarp.
You came to Emerald Stair looking for answers, and now we're leaving with more questions. How do we fight the Dream Scourge? What can we do about Sapadal? And where is the garden? Not to mention why the Steel Garrote attacked my fucking home.
At least we put a stop to it.
Did we? We were lucky this time. My people will be on high alert, but that doesn't mean we're safe. The Steel Garrote are hunting anyone who doesn't conform to their vision of the living lands. Our freedom is on the line.
So on top of the Dream Scourge rotting your fields and turning kith and beast alike into monsters, now we've got a Death Guard Inquisitor and the Steel Garrote dogging our steps. Do you think Ludwig will try something similar in Thirdborn?
What can you tell me about Thirdborn, Kai?
Thirdborn's a rugged place that attracts rugged people. Lots of Rawatayans, scramble routes with no prospects back home, washouts from military or mercenary life, sailors in search of steady ground. Add to that a motley assortment of pirates, free spirits, and people who like living under the loosest grasp of the law, and you've got Thirdborn. But rumor has it something's amiss in Shatterscarp. Strange dreams, disappearances, people wandering into the desert and never returning, or coming back. Changed.
The Dream Scourge.
That's what I'm afraid of.
At least that tells us we're on the right track. This Dream Scourge is one of the weirdest things I've ever tried to hunt.
What do you know about Thirdborn, Marius?
Town full of survivors. Anyone who decides to stake out a life in Shatterscarp isn't someone you want to mess with. Good enough people, though. And generally less likely to rob you or bore you to sleep than other places we've been.
Everything we learned in Nakutadek points us to the garden. Thirdborn is just a stepping stone. But we don't know anything about the garden. It could be a myth or a metaphor. Whatever the garden is or isn't, it's our only lead. We find the garden, we find the Dream Scourge.
A garden implies cultivation, patience, intention.
Indeed. And deep roots waiting to be unearthed. Yatsley is a master of the unknown and the unknowable. No mystery eludes her for long. If there is a path to the garden, Yatsley can lead us to it. I'd follow her anywhere.
Or maybe that god poking around your soul could give us directions.
Ask for directions. Why didn't I think of that? Kai, that's brilliant. Whatever Sapadal tells us will be filtered through a lot of metaphysical noise, but it couldn't hurt to try.
Let's do it.
This is so exciting. Sapadal? It's Giada. Giada Castel. If you're listening, could you please tell us more about the garden?
Castel. Castel. Why does this name sing to us? A voice through murky water. The garden stifles the notes. We cannot reach. The branches bind.
Did you get anything?
For a moment, it seemed like Sapadal recognized you.
What? No. They must have confused me with someone else. Clearly your link to Sapadal isn't as strong as it was in Nakutadek. But I'll take it over nothing.
Does anyone else want to ask Sapadal a question?
I'll pass. I've heard too many ghost stories that start this way.
Right. If I wanted to waste time, that's what I carry a flute for.
Just me then? Really? No one else has a question for the god of the living lands? Fascinating.
So let me see if I got this straight. We're looking for the garden, which might not exist. Our best lead is Yatsley, an eccentric scholar who's gone ahead to Thirdborn, where the Dream Scourge may be ravaging.
Don't look at me. I was fine going back to Paradise.
I know it's a lot, but this is the next step. We have to take it.
Listen, I hate to ask this, but while we're in Shatterscarp, there's something I need to do. Something I owe Tama. There's an old battlefield near some Pogrunan ruins. Area called the Shark's Teeth. Tama lost his badge there. I need to get it.
We'll go.
Thanks.
Takes courage to go back for something you lost. I wouldn't have it in me.
Get some rest. Sleep is good for the soul. I wanted to say, for all of its imperfections, Fiormis Iverno deserves a second chance. Thanks to you, it has one. I won't forget it.
Inquisitor Ludwig will answer for the attack.
Not before we answer to her. Just to be safe, we should remain vigilant. Sleep in shifts. Look after each other. Rest while you can. Our enemies are organized, but so are we.
Sleep well. We've got a long road ahead.
We smell death here.
Listen to me. Look here. Can you focus on my voice? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm just dizzy.
Nothing more shameful than a soldier who lost their grip.
They've got to die. You hear me? They've all got to die.
That last fight doused the whole squad.
Too many. Not even counting the ones you had to put down because they turned into dream thralls.
I had to put down 3 good men myself. Telling their family. That was worse.
Don't talk to me like you're the only one who understands hardship. I'm going to be facing down a mutiny soon.
You think we want to be here? Think again.
So leave. I can't wait to see the last of you and your people.
And go where? Nothing but death waiting out there. Better we die with honor.
Envoy, I have something to ask of you. A good man is dead out there in the sands. The dream thralls ambushed us, and Helshin, he held them off so we could escape. There was a sword he had that was precious to him, and he would have wanted that sword to continue the fight for Adir. It's of good quality. Might be of use to you.
I'll keep an eye out. Where is it?
The ambush happened out in the ancient lake bed, at the bottom of the rounded cliff. Thank you again, Envoy. You'll find the sword down in the lake bed.
What did this? To train soldiers. We need to find the person.
I'll never leave Adir again. Never should have come here.
Gods, the stench. What have we gotten ourselves into?
At least the shack stopped smouldering. Why any of our people settle here by their own will, I don't know.
Fools.
Well, we warned them not to settle in the goddamn desert. Sure, the captain says a broken lantern killed them, that it was just an accident, but... if they hadn't been there... you know.
Maybe they'd still be alive. Maybe they'd have gotten themselves killed elsewhere. We'll never know. You'll be on your own, Al. Careful where you step.
Desert's a dangerous place. Watch yourself.
Move along, Envoy.
I hate this posting. Another Adiran, Kutabao.
Hold on. This isn't one of mine. Or Ludwig's. You must be the envoy Hilgard told me about.
Well, you picked a damn fine time to show up.
Alright, Kutabao. Rautan expletive similar to darn it. I wish we showed up earlier. We could have helped.
Dream Thralls ambushed us an hour ago. We're still counting the dead.
Our dead, to be precise.
We lost soldiers too, protecting your people.
Yes, how heroic. Protecting Kith from Adiran Dream Thralls.
Are the Dream Thralls here all Adiran?
No, but most are. Our troops haven't been spared, and more are falling ill.
In all their military might, your Adiran comrades decided to go wandering through the desert, despite my advice. And now we're all paying for their idiocy. Thirdborners and Adirans alike.
We've since pulled back to Eagle's Reach until more reinforcements arrive to contain the Dream Thralls. Whatever your intentions here, Envoy, it's not worth it. Better to go back to Paradise, where it's safe.
No part of the Living Lands is safe.
Not an encouraging thought, but a true one.
At least you have your guard up. Maybe you'll even make it to Thirdborn.
At ease. The envoy's more than capable, and I know my way around Shatterscarp, even if it's been a few years.
Look, Envoy. Kith aren't too keen on Adirans at the moment. Rumor of what happened in Fjord is already starting to spread. Just watch your back, all right?
I'll keep that in mind.
Good luck, Envoy. Gods protect you.
I don't recognize Rutaska, but I know Thirdborn, and it used to be made of sterner stuff.
Be careful on your way to Thirdborn, Envoy. Dream Thralls are everywhere.
You need something?
We shouldn't even be out here with you. We should be defending Thirdborn.
The bodies just keep stacking up.
The quiet's worse than the act.
Thirdborners have been on edge ever since the mines got shut down. Ah, welcome to the shit, Envoy. Sorry for the mess, but it can't be helped. Not when a fucking horde of Dream Thralls screams up the path. At least they're not coming out of the fucking rock like they did in the mines. Ugh, Dream Thrall spiders.
Nothing is spared this plague. Neither the land, nor the creatures who inhabit it.
Aye, a living nightmare. They swarmed just like that. At least Dream Scourge people don't eat their kill.
They're spiders. All you have to do is step on them.
What kind of feet have you got? We're talking about a whole mine filled with them.
Where are these mines?
Follow the path down. You'll see the elevator. It's broken now, but the mines are just on the cliff above.
I used to hear stories about cave-ins up there. Watch your step.
If you hit the Leviathan skull when you're up there, you've gone too far. You'll know it when you see it.
Why do we have soldiers in the mines?
The powers that be decided we'd help Thirdborn reopen an old, abandoned sulfur mine. Help arm Thirdborn against the Dream Scourge, you see. Make friends. But it's not my place to talk about any of it.
I might stop by the mines. Take a look for myself.
If it please you. Sounds like they need all the help they can get.
Norman?
Thirdborners have been on edge ever since the mines got shut down.
You there! Please!
Help us! We need help!
Alright, what is it?
Darren! Please. We need help.
Our parents,
We were out finding food, but when we came back, they changed.
They attacked us, tried to rip us apart.
Did you say your parents changed? Oh no.
We locked them inside the house, but we don't know what to do.
You both should find shelter in Third Board. It's not safe here.
You'll be taken care of, I promise. Just don't look back.
They're going to kill them!
Shh. It'll be okay, Tamamu. They're in our home by the cliff face.
No, no. Mother. Father.
Please. Try to make it fast. And let us know when it's over. We'll need to do the last rites.
Let us know when it's over. Gods, what a thing to say about one's family.
Whatever you must do. We understand.
Eye sharp. Dream thralls ahead.
Yeah.
Must have been stragglers from Eagle's Reach. They weren't ready for this. We make a good squad.
I suppose we do. Considering we haven't lost yet.
Hard to believe it's been 6 years since I saw this place.
Next one's mine.
Another soul for the wield. We see you.
I hate to see what the Dream Scourge does to nature, much less people.
Can't imagine having to kill one of your own, even after they've turned.
There's a treasure down here somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Wasn't sure if we could get on top of that rock.
This place was bad enough before the Dream Scourge. Now it's downright hazardous.
What makes Shatterscarp so dangerous?
This used to be a fertile land, with lakes, forests, all of that. Then everything suddenly changed several hundred years ago. Now it's blasted deserts and dried up seas. Anything that lives here is simply stubborn enough not to die.
That's the most apt description of Thirdborn I've ever heard.
I think I'll be able to handle it.
Maybe you will, but what about poor Kai? Huh? What about him? Just keep your head and you'll be fine. Let me look out for the others. What do you need?
Let's talk about Shatterscarp.
Right. What do you need?
You have any tips for surviving in Shatterscarp?
Let's see. Shatterscarp doesn't want to kill you, really, but it isn't interested in helping you survive either. The key here is water and shade. Cover your skin, or it'll be dried out in no time and you'll be as red as a Balrog's throat. You might be worried about saving water, but what you want to do is try not to sweat. Stay in shade as much as you can. And don't drink the water from the plants out here. They're all full of parasites and poisons. Getting sick out here is the worst.
I'm interested to learn more about Shatterscarp.
They say this used to all be underwater until something happened that cracked open the ground and swallowed the seas. Makes sense to me. If you dig far enough, you'll find strange things like old fish bones that don't make sense in a place like this. I think that's why Thirdborn appeals to the Rowatayans so much. Like there's an ancestral connection with what the land used to be. Or maybe they just like fishing off the coast. What do I know? Let's see. It gets cold out here at night. I always make a fire in camp, and no matter how hot it is during the day, I always keep a blanket. I like to camp on a hill or plateau if I can, because even the slightest bit of rain can cause a flash flood. You'd be surprised how many people drown in Shatterscarp. Nothing's prepared for rain out here, especially the land itself. Though if you don't drown, your water problems are pretty much solved, so there you go. What else is there? No idea. What you see out there is what you get. Let's see. I collected a good amount of water before we left Emerald Stair. Sometimes that's the only way to have water here. We have enough to travel for a while, but if we get stuck out here, we are in big trouble. I also put jerky in my pack. Drinking water isn't enough. You'll need that salt, too. That's something most people forget. Pestler root is good when you're thirsty. Doesn't have any water in it, but makes you feel less thirsty when you chew it. It's not perfect, but it can get you through that extra distance before you can find more water. Let's see. Most game is out at night around here. That's why I go hunting while everyone else is asleep. Mostly snakes, with a few larger beetles and rats. A lot of them burrow into the ground, so you can just go get them. Good news is that there aren't a lot of parasites here. Bad news is that's because most of the animals here are poisonous to eat. Avoid most of the organ meat. Cook everything else until it's basically ash, and you'll be just fine. What else? Let's see. Shatterscarp is a challenge even to me. But I never lost anyone out here. Closest I came was when the kid I was traveling with decided not to keep his mouth shut in Thirdborn. Poor kid. I had to pay half what he paid me just to keep a barkeep from smashing the kid's face in. The other half to leave town with him. There's a survival tip. Don't go mouthing off in Thirdborn. It takes a certain kind of madness to live out here on purpose. Let's see. I think you know enough to survive out here. As long as you stick close to me, anyway. Right, changing the subject.
Alright.
Before I've done some reading.
Learned a little bit.
I don't leave Emerald Stair often enough. With everything going on, there's been no time to explore. Finally, I had a moment to myself. And look what happened. The Steel Garrote invaded the Living Lands. Sorry. I'm in a mood, if you couldn't tell.
Want to talk about it?
Only if you can stand the ramblings of a depressed bookworm. I used to think I had it all figured out. But the Living Lands proved me wrong in so many ways. This entire island is the prison of a mad god. How is one Animancer supposed to compete with that?
You're not alone. You also have an envoy, a mercenary, and a tracker.
All we're missing is the juggling act. Maybe I'm being melodramatic, or maybe I'm not used to seeing things clearly. But what if animancy has no future in the living lands? What if my entire career was a mistake?
I hear that a lot, usually from students on the cusp of a breakthrough.
If a breakthrough is coming, it'd better hurry. I can't wait forever. You're a good listener as always, but I've taken enough of your time. I'll be fine, really. I'm not the first Animancer to question her life choices, and I won't be the last.
Let's talk about Shatterscarp.
You know me, always ready with an answer.
Do you know any local history about Shatterscarp?
I'm afraid not. I've spent a little time in Dawnshore, but this place is a mystery to me. It's good to be somewhere different. Somewhere I can build new memories. Whenever I'm reminded of how big this island really is, it makes my problems feel smaller. You too.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about what happened in Emerald Stair. I know your Emperor sent you here to represent Adir. With the Steel Garrote trying to raise Fjord has gotta make things harder for you.
The Steel Garrote doesn't represent Adir.
Then why did your Emperor send them?
It's a temporary alliance.
Maybe, but it's an alliance all the same. Look, I'm not trying to hold your feet to the fire over this. The cruelty behind the Steel Garrote's plans. It's hard to reconcile that with the place you've called home. I just wanted to know how you're feeling about all this.
My mission hasn't changed. Feeling has no place in this.
I admire your loyalty, but don't let it swallow every other part of you. No matter what you tell yourself, those feelings have a way of coming out eventually. Anyway, I just want to check in with you. This may be your burden, but you don't have to carry it alone. What's on your mind?
So, tell me about Tama's badge, the one we're looking for.
A marker of his service to Thirdborn's defense, and something that helps his comrades identify his remains, if needed.
You always hope it won't come to that.
You hope it won't, but you know it might. It's an old Rauatayan naval tradition that Thirdborn's kept alive, and another debt I owe him.
How did Thirdborn come to be?
The story goes that a lot of the first arrivals were Rauatayans without other prospects, too low on the ladder to take over the family trade, too poor to learn another.
The Thirdborn of their families.
Exactly. Rauatai's an inhospitable environment to say the least, so my people have a proud tradition of seeking our fortunes elsewhere. Rauatai's got a big navy that always needs fresh blood, and there are plenty of opportunities for large, colorful mercenaries and bodyguards all over Eora.
Rauatayans aren't all warriors and sellswords.
Of course not. We've also got poets, artisans, scholars, traders, you name it, just like anywhere else. But they're not the ones who built Thirdborn. It started as a convenient harbor for pirates and mercs to lie low. Bold, or desperate, fishing crews from Rauatai would follow seasonal catches out here.
That seems like a rough place to lie low, and a long way for a fishing trip.
That tells you something about the people willing to attempt it. Over time, those early arrivals built huts, a proper harbor, and walls to protect them from all the hungry things in the desert. Well, that brought in a steady trickle of veterans, ruffians, trophy hunters, and rugged eccentrics. People looking for fresh adventure, or running from the consequences of their old ones.
And far from the reach of any nation's laws.
Your words, not mine.
I want to know about Shatterscarp.
Where to start? It's a huge desert full of sandy wastes, canyons, and highlands. On a clear day, you can stand at one of the overlooks to gaze straight across the great sand sea and see no end to the dunes.
I prefer a little greenery myself.
Rawatai didn't have much of that, so I guess I'm used to it. But Shatterscarp may surprise you. It's dangerous and stark. A lot like Rawatai, but in a different way. Sandstorms instead of typhoons. Guess that's part of what I liked about it. Familiar, but different. Shake the sand out of your bedroll before you settle in.
And sleep with something over your mouth so nothing crawls in it. Alright.
It will be better for all of us if we fix the lift.
I don't like being stuck out here. I don't know when the dream thralls are going to attack.
We might better go that way. Don't tell me I can't go. Definitely looks like a path.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, there must be another way then. Oh, I guess it's not that way.
Got eyes on something? Like a blade in the dark.
One for you!
Done!
That's done? Who's hungry?
Alright, another treasure over there. We'll find that in a moment. Let's focus on the things that I can see on the map. I was guessing this water was going to hurt me. I guess not, thankfully.
Sorry in the brush.
It feels wrong killing them. But what choice do we have?
We've got to put a stop to this thing, Envoy.
Another glorious battle. We're doing our best. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Man, this water is murky. Hilak's note. If you find this, know that I continue to look for a safe place for us. Only death will keep me from my task, for I, Hilak, made a promise to you good people.
A branch breaks. Fear in the eyes! Invaders in the garden!
Nice shot!
This village has felt the touch of death. Or something worse than death.
If I call it a village, it's 2 buildings. Or is somebody growling at us? BringItDon diary. Most pages are too scorched to read. A final entry, however, is still legible. My haste to clear away the arachnids which inhabited our study, so as to make room for our changed fellows. I accidentally left the well key in the laboratory. A foolish slip of the mind. An absence. I pray that this is no symptom of the plague in me.
That doesn't bode well. We should find the key in the laboratory.
Research supplies. Spider research needs hammers and chisels for crystal extraction, poison antidotes, bandages, so many bandages. Additional entries have been scrawled in more urgent handwriting. Grimscourge research needs chains, manacles, cages, printing shears for mushroom extraction, aromatic herbs, a vomit bucket. I might just wait till we find the key. We almost always find the key immediately after, so I'm not gonna stress about it.
Yeah.
Research best practices. Please dust off your boots on the way inside. The subjects are in a delicate state, and we cannot risk contamination by outside particulates. Do not feed the subjects by hand. They bite. Use tongs, a stick, or a shovel from a safe distance. Should you be afflicted with a dream scourge, let your peers know so you can join the other subjects. Do not worry about the subjects. They are dead in every way that matters. Alright, where's the lab at then? Probably up here.
Right behind you. How'd you do that?
Coming from your right. On your left.
I heard somebody talking. Looks like we can also go up this way. I saw a plant up here. But then it disappeared. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be following, this quest.
The petals look so happy. Maybe they'll make him happy too.
Oh, hey, I got the, amethyst eye. Magic in the blood. Restoring essence also restores a small amount of health. An eye of amethyst, its rich color fills you with determination.
What have you got there? Some sort of puzzle piece?
Hello. Are you here to grieve someone too?
I don't know anyone buried around here.
You're lucky. I know far too many buried here. There are so many flowers here. I'm sorry I never learned their names. My brother thought of them as friends, you know? He loved them dearly.
Your brother sounds kind.
He was. I wish I were as forgiving as him. He died last month. The Dream Thralls killed him. Killed 3 of his comrades. He absolutely hated fighting. All he wanted to do was be a gardener. If the plague ever ends, I'll grow a garden around his grave. Right now, all I have is this bouquet. I'd bring it to him, but
But what?
It's not safe. There are things near his grave. I can't fight them. But you look like you could. Will you go chase them out? Put flowers on his grave in my stead. And maybe tell him I'll grow him a garden one day.
I think I saw a cairn across the lake bed. That must be the place.
I'd be in concurrence with you there, Kai. I didn't see it, but I'll take your word for it. Alright, Ash-tinged note. A crisp note written in a clear hand, its white parchment speckled dark with ash. It reads, "Leave the laboratory keys on this nail by the door. Always keep it locked. The desert vermin must not be allowed inside." Research house key. A key to the spider research house and shade clef and the ancient lake bed.
You're right.
We've got.
Ow.
Another soul for the wheel.
Coming from the rear.
You won't get through. Come on. Come on. Hot. Too hot.
Alright.
I was just getting warmed up. Okay. I don't want anyone complaining about my tent being a mess ever again.
A burned document. Only fragments of sentences remain on this burned document. Crystal eater spiders of the living lands. But upon what mineral? Perhaps the unique properties of... Well key. A key to the well and shade cliff. A spindle walker. Grants Silkfoot, webs no longer slow you, and Web Weaver. A successful pair has a 20% chance of laying webs that slow enemies. While most Vithrak prefer to stay far from Kith's society, there are always exceptions to the rule. Zahak, a Vithrak merchant better known as the Spindle Man, he's from Deadfire, was one such exception. What exactly Zahak did before he settled into his shop in Delver's Row is a mystery to most. What is known about him is that at one point he owned this shield, though whether he made it himself or found it in his travels only he would know the answer to. Having no need of the shield for himself, Zahak sold it to a traveling merchant visiting Nekataka for a sizable sum of coin, enough to get his emporium started. Though it passed through many hands since leaving Zahak's possession, this shield remarkably shows no signs of wear and tear. The Deerwood Part 2, The Broken Stone War. In 2626 AI, a group of farmers, while clearing farmland for planting, accidentally knocked down one of the ancient Adra menhirs on their land. This innocent act drew the ire of the native population and started what would come to be known as the Broken Stone War. When it was finally over, several thousand colonists had been killed as well as hundreds of the Glenfathans. Even though the war was technically over, Glenfathans escalated their attacks on the settlers over the next 2 years, using vicious tactics that left many colonists, several military figures, an earl, and 6 thanes dead. Unable to stop the Glenfathan attacks, the earls elected Earl Edring Hadrit to the position of Grafe. Well respected and known to be a master of military tactics, he was tasked with dealing with the Glenfathan threat. Edring fought with the Glenfathans, led by an earl named Reg, for the next 2 years. Neither side can gain the upper hand on the other, resulting in an intense stalemate between the two groups. Because of this stalemate, hostility slowly died off, and in 2631, the Deerwooden people signed a treaty with the Glenfathans. Reg would step down, the Glenfathans would stop their attacks altogether, and the Deerwooden people would leave the ruins alone. This treaty angered the nobility in Adir, as it brought to a halt the supply of artifacts. Edring also tried to get the practice of slavery outlawed, but this was not successful. Because of this, the peace between the Deerwood and Ir Glenfath is uneasy and tumultuous. Small patches of rural violence still cropped up, were easily dealt with, as neither side wanted another war. The Deerwood Part 1, Early Colonial History. Netherland is quite a wild and bloody recent history. From colony to palatinate to free republic, the Deerwood has undergone a trial by fire to emerge as a powerful force of the Eastern Reach. Deerwood's history actually begins in Adir in 2602 AI. Adir explorers returned from a journey across the ocean with tales of the treasures they'd found. They discovered countless ruins scattered through the forests, as well as plains to the north of the trees that would be perfect for growing forelists. There was a problem, however. The locals were hostile, and there was potential for conflict. The fair cunning of Adir knew that this was too good an opportunity to pass up, and sent more explorers to scout and map the area. Exploration continued over the next 20 years. Small groups of explorers traveled back and forth between Adir and this new world, with a handful of colonists setting up small camps to establish a base for the explorers to work out of. Conflicts with the locals, who the Adirans learn are called the Glenfathans, were rare but frequent enough for the Fairconing to send a small squadron of guards to help protect his citizens. These guards established a central base on a river in the western section of the woods. The settlement would eventually become the city of Deerford, upon which the modern-day village of the same name is presently built. Once that base was established, the first permanent Adiran settlements began north and west of the Bale River. Over the next 3 years, thousands of Adirans made the trek from Adir to this new land. The Glenfathans, who seemed to revere the ruins scattered through the forest, caused a few problems with some of the settlements, especially those founded near the ruins themselves. These were easily taken care of by the colonists with the help of the Imperial Guard. The Adirans, in order to further their foothold in the area, reduced the cost of production, and in an attempt to keep the Glenfathan population under control, started making slaves out of any Glenfathans captured during the uprisings. This results in a great increase in tension between the two groups. With the population of the area growing, an official governmental structure was established by the Fairconing. He appoints several earls to preside over the land, and assigns them thanes to help run their territories, and they call the new Grafrum the Deerwood. Deerford remains the center for the Imperial Guard, but the settlement in Pearlwood Gulf, New Dunreed, is a true seat of power for the area. Sitting at the edge of the ocean, forest, fertile farmland, and a river that runs from the coast to the White March, settlers flocked to the area, hoping to establish names for themselves. Adir began to spread across the new land.
Be prepared for anything.
All right.
Wonderful. Now I'm wet.
Okay, we're definitely in a ghost story. Unseen, unheard.
Not bad, envoy.
Good fighting.
Did I miss something? Sort of, and there's bushes right there. The tall grass we should be able to walk through. Where's that at? Oh, right here. Oh, I just overlooked it. Diary scrap. The final page of a short diary written in a shaky hand. The other pages are torn away. What remains reads: lost the cave stone. Vines reach canopy sky. Cave gone. Cannot will back the world. The stone. I know. Greenery. The garden. Kith. Only blossoms. Thoughts like pollen. Pollen to be carried to grow and renew. Soul disperse spores. To grow anew.
Dream thralls. Now I'm worried about who's locked them up.
There is only the greenery. Oh, so alone.
Innumerable blossoms, each with its own cry, crying through me.
The world, the sun. Remember me to the sun that shines.
The flowers will bloom from me. The world shall bloom from my body.
And the door wasn't even locked, so hey, you close that back. Mildewed notes. A small collection of notes written on spore-spotted, water-stained parchment. It is titled, An Account of the Progression of the Dream Scourge. It reads, the affliction begins with brief absences, that is, moments of unawareness, not unlike those caused by disrupted sleep, over-inebriation, great age, and so on. Then within the span of days, this affliction progresses to a hallucinatory state. In every instance, it is the same. The afflicted dreams and waking life of floral imagery. The detachment from reality is not sudden, but gradual. The afflicted recognize the degradation of their faculties, until they are lost entirely within the realm of the dream. During this period, appetite lessens, as the afflicted are unresponsive to the world around them. The skin takes on a sickly hue, then a greenish one. The afflicted are largely lethargic. Then comes what is currently believed to be the final change. The skin blossoms with fungal growth. The afflicted regain their energy, and lash out with uncanny strength at the world around them. No state of progression is known beyond this point. We have that path. We also have the other path. Well, let's go this way first. Yeah.
Who are you? What do you want from us?
I want to know what the heck. Guess that would have been a dead end.
Gods take me. You're a real person, not a dream thrall.
That's a fallacy. Dream thralls are derived from real people, you idiot.
Ignore them. Are you the envoy, by any chance? We've heard rumors of your coming.
Good rumors, I hope. I worked hard on developing an excellent reputation.
We heard that you speak with the voice of the Emperor, that you come in the name of the Empire.
So you must be acquainted with Captain Weemgar, then. That's fortuitous. We're naturalists who created a small settlement here after Adir ordered us to study the crystal spiders of the living lands.
We should have fled. The local Adirans warned us this venture was doomed, but we ignored them. Then some of our people became afflicted.
We sequestered the infected away. But one of them turned in the night, causing a fire that swept through the area. We came to this cave, saving who and what we could with Captain Weemgar's help. But he said we needed to kill our affected companions. The Steel Garrote is very clear about whether Dream Thralls can be permitted to live.
So why are you harboring Dream Thralls?
Gods, I wish we never had.
We originally came here to study the spiders, but when our colleagues turned, we had no choice but to take on a new field of research.
We thought we could save them.
There's no reversing the effects of the Dream Scourge.
Our experiment results do not hold much promise, to say the least.
How can you speak so clinically? My brother, your husband, is one of them.
I'm a pragmatist. We need your help, Envoy.
What can I do?
Kill the Dream Thralls for us. That way Weemgar will have no reason to turn us away.
Are you a fool? The Steel Garrote won't care. They'll kill us if they know we're alive.
Not if the Envoy euthanizes the Dream Thralls for us.
You're joking. Those are our friends, your husband, and my brother. No, just ask Weemgar for provisions. We only need supplies. I know he has provided for us before, but we need more. We're too hungry to think straight. Once we have the right provisions, we can decide what to do next.
You really would be alright with me killing your husband?
Why wouldn't I be? That thing isn't my Halfor anymore. He's just a corpse controlled by a fungus.
Any other solutions?
I have one. There's no hope for us, after all. You could kill us. Let's be realistic. We're damned either way. Might as well end it cleanly.
What are you talking about, you lunatic?
Even if the Envoy got Weemgar to protect us, there's no guarantee his words will mean anything to the Steel Garrote. They might still decide we're infected. Worse, they might decide we're trying to infect other Adirans.
Then we'll just take the provisions and...
And what? They'll still run out. We're going to die. It's just a matter of whether it's by starvation or the steel garrote's hand. No. Better we just end it here. Envoy, put us out of our misery.
She doesn't speak for us. Kill her if you must, but the rest of us will leave this cave and never look back.
You can't give up hope. You don't know what will happen if you get provisions.
A bit sentimental, but your logic is sound. Thank you, Envoy.
Got it. I'll go kill the dream thralls.
Please, think about this. My brother is one of them.
Better they die than us, you imbecile.
Oh, shut up. You're a cold-hearted monster. I don't know what my brother ever saw in you.
Aha!
May the earth guide you. This was for the best.
Easy peasy. Dream thralls are all dead.
It is done then. This miserable chapter is over. Halfor would have preferred we made a breakthrough in our studies. But at least he's at peace.
I envy his peace. The steel garrote will hunt us forever.
If we had better provisions, we'd at least be able to hide out here until the Inquisitor's attention wanders.
No, just put us out of our misery.
She doesn't speak for us, Envoy. Kill her if you must.
Go to Eagle's Reach. With the Dream Thralls dead, Grimgar won't have an excuse not to take you in.
You've doomed us, Envoy. He'll just tell the steel garrote, and they'll flay us.
You whine too much. We'll go to Eagle's Reach. Hopefully you won't prove our friend here right.
We owe it to my brother to do something with our lives, I suppose. Can't conduct our studies if we're dead.
We'll be leaving as soon as we can.
Doom awaits us in Eagle's Reach, but no one is listening.
Can't believe we're going to Eagle's Reach. It's such a bad idea.
Alright. Well, we're done with that. Not that a good chunk of the map, I think, or just a good chunk of content. Yeah, not too shabby. Alright, well I'm going to call it here, and next time we'll continue exploring Shatterscarp. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.